Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing? What is everyone up to on this fine Thursday evening? I hope it's lovely where you are. The sun's shining here in Donegal. It's actually quite warm. It almost touched 20 degrees here in Donegal today. Got lovely blue skies outside. So let's have a look at the chat to see who's in the house so far. London Transport 57, hello from the Duck. Hello, sir, how you doing? Graham, Lemington Station, you got home all right then? Martin O'Keefe, good evening, sir. Brian Madden, how you doing, sir? Anthony Dodge is in the house. Hi, Anthony. Mick 92, Wolfsec CNX PW, good evening, guys. Lintree Town, Lyndon, good evening, sir, how are you? Peter Jackson, Tudor Heath, how you doing, Peter? It was good to catch up with you at the weekend. Flymo Chairman, how you doing, sir? Joshua W56 Gaming. Who else we got in? Anybody else? Maura Curran, hi Maura, how you doing? Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase. Pun time, yes, caught up with Simon at the weekend. Digger Evans, hi Digger, how you doing? Ian, New York MMR, good evening. How you doing, Ian? Tom Houston, Model Rail, good evening. Sunny, warm, freezing, cold northeast wind, though. Yeah, it's actually the wind was quite warm here today, but it's actually turning a bit chilly now this evening. Now the sun's starting to dip. I think that's so. Hello to everyone. Hi to anybody in the background there. Hi to anybody who's rewatching the stream. Hope you're all keeping well. Hope you all had keeping well since last week. So, of course, I was at Model Rail Live at the weekend, and I met up with a few of you there. It was a good show. It was a lot there to see. I done my stint on the Making Checks layout. I ended up doing a double shift because my replacement didn't turn up. So I ended up operating it on the Sunday from around 11:30 till close the show at 4. It was the most stressful time I've ever had operating a model railway, but so much fun. There was, in total for the whole layout, there was 20 operators. So each line had 4 operators. And then there was another 4 operators making sure everything was running okay overall. It was good fun. For the whole time I was there, I was more or less in charge of the fiddle yard. And when you're stood at one end and you're looking down the fiddle yard, you cannot see the other end, and you're looking, going, "Is that my train? Is that on my line?" It was a daunting task, but it was good fun. Oh, FM's in. Good evening, sir. How you doing? So a few people did come up and try and talk to me while I was working the layout, but I was so busy keeping an eye on the trains that I couldn't really. Alan Dragon Junction was there. He was trying to tell me about the gauge master system that I'm using, and I think I got about half of it. It was just so intense keeping an eye on everything, because obviously you have to keep an eye on the trains going around, and you're looking at the next one so you don't ram into each other. And with about an hour to go, we had one of our trains, our double Pendolino, actually just failed, just stopped. That was it. I think the chip possibly blew. Hannington Rest Model Railway, good evening. Jerry BVR, good evening. So it was a good show. I did make a few purchases, so I'll show you them in a moment. Well, I'll say a few. I didn't actually make that much, but Moreland Model Railway, Andy, how you doing? Yeah, it's absolutely massive, the layout. Like, you're stood at one end, you cannot see the other end. Great fun to operate, though. I mean, when you have the fiddle yard and you can have 5 full-length trains on it, and it's only taking up a fraction of the fiddle yard, it's just ridiculous. It was good fun to operate. Stressful, but good fun. I really enjoyed it. Oh, Trevor's in the house. Hi, Trevor. So, what we got rolling around tonight? Where is the... Yeah, I switched on the layout this evening because I haven't touched it since last Thursday because obviously I was away all weekend. And half the layout was dead. I fiddled around with the wires and it came back to life. So I'm not sure what that was. Might have been the heat. Hi, Leslie. How you doing? Yeah, even though you have 5 trains running around on each loop and you've got 4 loops, it's not a lot of trains for the size of the layout. And we're talking full-length trains here, full rakes of coaches. Yes, there's a steamer going around. Pulling a couple of wagons. I got my DMU going around that I put on the track last week, and the old class 25 and the A class going around on the 6x4 layout. So yeah, met up with a few people there. Graham was there from Lemington. Jake from Haunted Halloween Railway was there. Met Peter, Cheadle Heath, Simon, Model Railway Showcase. A few other people came up and talked to me as well. As I say, a few people came up and started talking to me when I was on the Making Tracks layout, and that was just, I apologize if you thought I was being a bit rude, but I just was concentrating really hard because it was a new system. As well as that, we were all mic'd up, so we all had radios, so I constantly had someone talking to my ear, telling me where each train was. So you're trying to listen to someone and then someone's in your ear. It was just, oh. But it was good fun. H&H Express Models, hi, how are you doing? Digger, were you at the show? Did I miss you? Yeah, I thought it was only on to 2. But as I say, the person who was supposed to relieve me never turned up, so I said, oh, I'll carry on. But it was a good show. No, I didn't get a break at all, Flymo. Luckily, I had something to eat before I started, and I had a bottle of drink with me, so I was able to keep hydrated at least. But yes, it's the most intense model railway session I've ever had. It's always a bit nerving as well when you're playing with someone else's train. You're like, oh, I've got to really take care of this. And you had Pete Waterman walking up and down and, you know, don't want to break his trains. Oh, you weren't there? All right, okay. But yeah, I did enjoy it. The whole show was really good. I got a look around on Saturday. It was quite busy on the Saturday, but when I was in there before my shift started Sunday morning, it was a bit quieter, so I had a good chance to go around and look at all the layouts and have a closer look at everything. I didn't do any filming while I was there because I met so many of you guys that were there filming it. I thought, I'm not going to do any of it. I was hoping to do a bit around Making Tracks after my shift finished, but then when I finished, it was kicking out time, so I went around it once with my mobile phone just so I have a record of it for myself. What about you saying I'm so hungry at 4 p.m.? Yeah, by 4 p.m. I was pretty hungry, and I just wanted to get a sandwich as I was walking back towards the train with Graham. Of course, by the time I got to WH Smith's near a train station, they had no sandwiches left, so it was a bag of crisps. And then when I came out, Graham said, "Oh, your train is in 3 minutes," so legged it down to the platform, got on my train to New Street, and then it was about a 20-minute wait to my next train to Bristol. So I was able to grab a pasty, so I munched that on the platform. Yeah, they got the record. That's what it's all about. Fair play to them. I mean, there's a lot of work went into that layout. You know, everyone's. Some people are playing, "Oh, it's very plain. There's not much on it." And it's like, well, it's actually modeled off a real section. So, you know, it's very good modeling. It's very exact modeling. The way they run it is very good. I think it's a really good model. And one of the problems is when you have a layout that big, you have to space the trains out. And so sometimes it looks like it's not that busy. Leicester Station, TMD, Gary. How you doing, Gary? Oh, there's Jake, Haunted Railway. How you doing, sir? I mean, everyone's probably watched the Mega Points videos on it and the build, watching the build. There's a lot of work went into it, a lot of modeling. You know, they kept are making it as accurate as possible. And I thought it was really, really good. You know? Anyway, what did I buy? Well, to be honest, I didn't buy really anything terribly exciting. Let's get a camera. Right. I'll try not to disconnect this camera. Still there? Yeah. Hi, guys. So I'll put this over here. Of course, my layer is just a complete mess because I haven't done anything to it. Okay, so got some static grass layering spray, 2 cans of that. I always grab this when I'm at show in England, and I've got a checked bag so I can stick it in the suitcase. Now, the only other thing I bought was they were doing these bags for 20 quid. It was a mystery bag. You didn't know what you were getting. So you can see what I got for my 20 quid. Now, it's all scales in there. So obviously there's a van there, not my scale. It's probably O gauge. Another one there. Again, O gauge, not my scale. I can give these to the young lad to play with. And then we've got, I don't even know what that is. Well, I know it's a car, but you see that? Actually, do you know what? I'll make this bigger so you guys can see. Oh, wrong one. There we go. So, yeah, got those there. They are obviously O gauge, something like that. So the young lad can have those to play with. Then, oh God, dropping everything. Double O gauge. I think there was 2 of them in there. There's a little van. And there's an N gauge bus. So I can put that at the back of the layer and go, it's far away. Little N gauge lorry. Another N gauge lorry. But also in there was that piece there, double O gauge fire engine, which I think is really nice. And then there's another one of those cars. I'm just trying to see if it says on there what it is. was a black Jaguar 2.5 saloon. And then there's another N-gauge bus. But also in the bag was Eddie Stobart lorry, double O gauge. And another Stobart lorry. So for 20 quid, I think I've done all right. I got two lorries, I got a fire engine, and I got a couple of cars all on my scale. I think for 20 quid, that's pretty good. And then because I got the VIP ticket, in my VIP bag was this little Hornby hopper. And then also there was some magazines. So Modeler's Guide to Realism and Detailing. Then that's the brochure, which was free. There's baskets full of these as you entered, so you can pick up as many as you want, with all the details of the layouts and different things in there. And I was handed an Acura scale catalogue. And also in my bag was Modelling British Railways, North Wales. So I don't know if RG trains are in or Dragon Junction. Alan, Lord Al, do you want this? And 20 great layouts. And what made me laugh was look at the advert that's on the back. Oh, as I say, RGJ trains are in. Hi, Rob and Grace. How you doing, guys? And hi to anybody who's hopped in while I was showing you guys that. I'll see Kieran's in as well. Oh, Dragon Junction, there he is. Lord Al's in. So. Oh, Jason, the train freak's in as well. Hi, Jason. How you doing? Hope you guys are all keeping well. So that was my little haul. I think 20 quid just for the lorries alone, I think, is a bargain. But having that, 2 lorries, fire engine, and a couple of cars, and a van, I think it's quite good for 20 quid, because what are these usually? About £5 each, something like that? 5-7 quid? Oh, Chris Valley 56, good evening. How you doing, sir? Oh, Christopher Holloway vlog. Christopher was there as well. I had a brief word with him again because he came up to me as I was operating the making track. So apologies to Christopher and Lord Al. When I was operating that model, I was so stressed trying to keep an eye on anything, and with the earpiece on and everybody shouting things in my ear where certain trains were, it was very hard to talk to anyone. So apologies for not having a proper chat with people. Anyway, let's get rid of that and put it back. You want to be looking at me and look at the train. So where should I put this? I've lost that. Oh, Craig, New Durham Junction as well. How are you doing, Craig? All right, let me just set the camera up again. I hit a button and it all disappeared. So anybody got any questions about the show at the weekend or anything in general? Let's add that back in. I believe they've already secured the dates for next year, Peter. So I think they are going to have it again next year. I won't be making it to Getz this year because while I was there, Worley snagged me, and they're putting a show on the same weekend. So I'm going to be going to that because they're going to be running the Inver layout. So they've invited me over again to help run that. So I'm going to be doing that. Yeah, the layout was busy. I mean, there was 20 of us on there trying to run that layout. And you had the thing of EDS Trains. Hello, that's a new name. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, Steve Route 7's in as well. How are you doing, Steve? Oh, I didn't see you Saturday. I was there Saturday, Steve. Or did I? Again, you know what I'm like trying to talk to people. But after the show finished Saturday, I walked back to the hotel because I was staying in the Ibis, which is just at the airport. And I stopped off at W.H. Smith's, got one of their meal deals, went checked into the hotel, let out in the bed. There was a Star Trek movie on one of the channels. I watched that, fell asleep. That was me. The naysayers that say the hobby is dying. No, the hobby is not dying, it's changing. It was a good show. It shows the crossovers between, because there was demonstrations there of airbrushing, and they had a load of kids there making little models and doing small little dioramas and painting rocks and making trees and all that sort of thing. So, you know, but what I really wish is the guys who are running the layouts would come out and be stood on the other side of the barrier with their controllers, talking to people, engaging with people. You know, you see a lot of people there, they're very concentrated on running their trains and stuff like that. You know, try and engage with people a bit more. I know this is easier for some people than others, but yeah, there was plenty of things to see and do there. But as usual, it was the NEC, so the food was mad expensive. Sunday morning, I grabbed myself a bacon and egg bap, and that was like £7 for like a bacon, one slice of bacon and one egg in a brioche bap. Yeah, it was different. It was different in a good way. It's very much the show we had here in Bangor. It was very much in the same vein as that. They had all hobbies there, you know, remote control planes, boats, trucks, cars. They had tabletop gaming. So you had all that there, you know, all the crossovers between painting and scenics and stuff like that, you know, airfix building, everything like that. Of course, they were able to actually have a flying demonstration at that show because they had the gym and a big net up. So people were stood behind the net, and it was only their operators and me, the other side of the net. We paid £8 for a sandwich and a bag of crisps. Yeah, some of the stuff they had there was actually awesome. Like, I loved all the sci-fi models they had there. You know, they did a model of the Enterprise and Battlestar Galactica ship and the ships out of Aliens, and it was just really, really good. Is that how much it was? 15,000 for a digger? Staffold Barn, yeah, that's the show I'm going to in October. Officer John, the bounty hunter, 447. Can the Hornby DCC get hot? Certainly any chips can get hot. We're at Stafford on the Sunday. Yeah, I'll be there the Saturday and Sunday. My plan is sort of to fly in on the Friday, stay there the Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, and fly back out on the Monday. I was looking at a couple of hotels around there. Travelodge seems quite reasonable at the moment, so I might book that up before it goes ridiculous. Because there is it Tamworth it's next to? There appears to be a Travelodge there. Yeah, there's a lot of hobbies more expensive than model railroading. Oh, yeah, DMU keeps stopping. Might need a clean. Yeah, I was thinking 15,000, you get a decent second-hand one for that. Oh, not far from where you live. All right. You got a sofa I can sleep on, Simon? I'm only joking. I'll get a hotel. I like having my nights away in a hotel, just me, bed, peace and quiet. Oh, is Mark Hamill down? Is he in? Hi, Mark. How you doing? Oh, the chat is just whizzing up and down there. Sadly not. Yeah, you wouldn't want a dodgy Irishman sleeping on your couch anyway. Oh, you're going to try and get over to Getz, are you, Anthony? Right. Yeah, so that was my weekend. Flew into Bristol on the Friday, stayed at the in-laws Friday night, got the train up. I see why they call the Voyager the Vomiter. It's a very uncomfortable train. And when I got the train back on the Sunday evening, it was absolutely jammed. There was standing in the aisles and around the doors and everything. It was absolutely horrible. And they really are battered, those trains, because. And do you know what? I think you have more room on a Ryanair flight than you do on one of those Voyagers. It was really tight and the seats were really uncomfortable. All the padding was gone out of them, so the metal frame of it was sticking into the back of my legs. And I was just like, oh, I love trains, but not this much. Find Voyagers okay compared to Pendolinos. Well, this was the Cross Country was the company. They really were battered. Like they're worn inside. They definitely need a refit inside. The seats are. So yeah, because I was on a Ryanair flight the next day and I sat there going, I got more room here than I do on that Voyager. Picked it up on the train. Ooh. Well, actually, I was planning to go to the show in Wexford this weekend, which is really the opposite end of the country for me. So it's about a 5-hour drive. I was going to take the young lad down. We're going to camp overnight, go to the show on the Sunday, camp there Sunday night, and travel back up Monday because it's bank holiday weekend here too. But he came home from school today with chickenpox, so I think that might be the end of my weekend. Oh, hot dog pilot Andy's in the house. How you doing? Yeah, for the fact that I paid, I think it was 75 return for my train ticket, which is an extortionate amount, I think, to travel that far, when it probably wouldn't have cost me in diesel and parking that much. So don't forget, we got Jason Barnabas Junction on after. I think it's his final show for this series. So he's going to be on at 7:30. I've set up the stream redirect. So when I end my stream, it'll chuck you straight over to his. See, originally I was coming over and I would have flown into Birmingham, flown in the morning, stayed overnight, and flew back Sunday evening. But because then the missus decided she wanted to go over and see her parents, so we flew over together into Bristol and back out from Bristol. That's the only reason I thought, oh, I'll get the train. And I looked at the price. I thought, that's really expensive, but it's a bit of a treat getting a train ride, 75 quid. Well, just Rob Grace is working. Oh, well, so I earning the money. Hey, Rob. Hermitage Road, good evening. How are you doing? Did I get any new models? No, I didn't. All I got was a mystery bag from Oxford Diecast, which I got myself 2 Stobart lorries out of, a fire engine, a couple of little cars, and then the rest of it was sort of O gauge and N gauge stuff. But I think it was well worth the 20 quid. And I got a wagon from my VIP bag. So it was a good weekend. I enjoyed meeting the people I did get a chance to talk to. As I say, when I was operating the layout, it was stressful. Of course, because the layout isn't into isolated sections, it's all just the one section. So if one train hops off and shorts, everything stops. So when you get a short, you got to go around and check all the trains on your line to make sure they haven't derailed and they're causing a short. And some of the operators I was working with, they don't have much experience of model railways as well. So you were doubling up sometimes to run around and check stuff. And then, of course, you had the odd time, because it was all run from tablets, you hit the button on the tablet and it doesn't respond. And you end up having a crash. I'll be on the Glacier Express from Zone to more. It's 7.5 hours next week, and it only costing 75. Wow. Oh, somebody asking 009. Well, this layout I'm building will have a loop of 009 on it, running some Donegal rail cars. Yeah, so I'm not going to get any work done on this layout now this weekend if I'm away. Might get a little bit done Saturday if I get a chance. But if little man's ill, then probably won't be doing much this weekend either. Dave, Swindon Junction, good evening, sir. How you doing? Yeah, there was some nice layouts of the NEC, and as I say, Sunday morning was a bit quieter, so I got to have a look around them a bit more and have a couple of chats with some of the owners and operators of them. I also did a stint on the Worley stand on the Saturday because, say, I'm a Worley Club member, so I volunteered there for a couple of hours. You know, they weren't allowed to give out information about their show because obviously it clashes with GATS and it's Key Publishing who's organising that. So they were just advertising their open day in July. Yeah, there's a few people doing lives. Graham on here, he done one. A few other people done. I had a really good trip to the NEC, Dave. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. Got to operate the making tracks, which I said already is one of the most stressful things I've ever done, but really, really enjoyable. Really enjoyed it. Got a selfie with the man himself, with Pete and a few of the other guys on there. I brought the little mini me with me to put on the layout, at least take a picture. Forgot all about it. It wasn't until I was walking out on the way home on the train, I thought, damn, I didn't do that. It would be nice just to put me stood on the platform in Milton Keynes and take a picture, but forgot all about it. Hi, Paul. How you doing? Yeah, I met a good few people there. It was nice to meet everyone at the show. A few people came up and asked me for a selfie, which was a bit strange. But yeah, but anybody who sees me out at a show or anything, do come up and say hello. I like speaking to anyone. Of course, as I say about on the Sunday when I was on the Making Tracks one, there was no talking to me. I was trying to keep an eye on trains, listening to someone in my ear. And then, when I got back to Bristol, I had to go straight into the shower. There was a lot of sweating that day. Clive Cobbold. Hi, Clive. How you doing? Picked up a double fueling point and load bank kits from West Hill. I had a quick look at West Hill and there was stuff on there. I thought, yeah, I got that, And I thought, nope, I'm not getting it because it'll just sit in my projects box. I need to finish the layout and then get these bits. So I was very strict to myself. Didn't want to spend too much money, but obviously I seen the bargain bag because Nick from Rule 1 was there on Saturday and he grabbed one of the bags and I seen what was in his and I thought, well, that was quite good. So I went and grabbed one myself. Yeah, I enjoyed the show. It was a good show. There was lots to see there, lots to do. Having a close look around the Class 37 that was sitting there as well. That was good. They had a couple of like armored vehicles there, tracked armored vehicles there. And I say all the stands of all the models, the Airfix kits to the flying models and the sci-fi kits and the models and, the different bits of scenic modeling and everything they were letting kids do. And so you see all these kids wandering around with trees they made and little dioramas and stuff. I really wish I got one now. Oh yeah, I seen Rob from Little Wicked. I was chatting to him. And I was chatting to John JMC as well. He was actually quite good. He gave me some tips on operating the layout and everything, said what to watch out for because he done some operating of it in Chester, I think he said. Richard New Junction, someone had a go at me about a T-shirt. What do you mean had a go at you about a T-shirt? Yeah, I had a brief chat with Richard as well when I was on the Acura stand, the Acura scale stand. Asked him if they had any jobs going. Oh, get your laughing gear on ready. John James Hughes, the guru sign. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I ran into Laurie as well. I was chatting to him. I walked in Sunday morning, he was there, and I had a good chat with him. He's hoping to come over to Ireland sometime because he wants to visit a lot of the railways around here. So I'm hoping he'll come to Donegal. I can show him around. Oh, Carl's live now, is he? Yeah, Trish was there. I didn't actually get talking to Trish. Yeah, the standard of the detailing and everything on those aircraft and vehicles and the painting and everything on them was second to none. Some of it was really, really good. No, I didn't operate with Laurie. He was doing it in the morning before I started, I think. You know, he could have been there operating it with me, but it's such a big layout. And if he's down the other end, because I was usually up the other end, you wouldn't you wouldn't know anyone's there. Because it's, let's say, when you're one end, you can't see the other. But it was an amazing layout. It was good fun to operate. Stressful, but good fun. I really enjoyed it. They're a good bunch of lads. The rail nuts are all quite friendly. You know, they're all good to talk to. Really enjoyed it. I'd definitely go and do it again if I could. You know, once I got the hang of it, and you know, I think I was thinking about it on the past couple of days. You know, what could I do differently to help operate it? How would I work it better? And there was a couple of things I was thinking of, but at the time you're just operating it and keeping the trains going and trying to keep the public interested, that there's always something going around. Actually, when the double Pendolino, when that failed with an hour to go, having just 4 trains on there, we ran things a lot easier because running 5 trains, I would always end up with 2, if not 3, in the fiddle yard that I was looking after. But then with 4, we were able to space them out, and we were just able to put them straight through the fiddle yard. So I just kept them going through, kept them going around, so they were constantly looping around. So it takes about 8 minutes for a whole train to go all the way around. And then, of course, then half an hour to go, the Pride Pendo started to fail and started to get slower and slower and slower. And then it came back to life for a while. And then it was time to shut it down. Laurie lost part of his train, did he? I did enjoy the big layout, Clive. It was good fun to operate. Yeah, we had, on ours, we had a mail train. It was an 86, and you had to have that up at full power to keep it going. Whatever way it's geared, it was very, very slow. And it had a habit of losing a carriage. So every time it came around, you had to count the carriages to make sure they weren't there now and left it behind somewhere for something to go into. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Met a lot of people. Operated the layout. I can say I operated a record-breaking layout. And I just thought, wow, this is quite a privilege. I was lucky to be there. Really enjoyed it. Really thankful to Pete Waterman and the Rail Nuts for allowing me to do it. Really, really enjoyed it. you know. And yes, I would do it again. Prototypical Pendolino then. Yeah, it failed. On the lemonade, yes. Well, I'm on the Dr. Pepper as usual. Where did I stay? I stayed in the Ibis at the airport, and it was, I think it was 120 quid for the night, which I think is quite expensive for an Ibis, but at the same time, it's a hotel Ibis. I booked it more or less last minute. I'm sure if I booked it in advance, I would have got it a lot cheaper, but I made the decision I was going to go 26th of March, so it was with just over a month to go. Just make sure you bring a packed lunch. Yeah, I'll do that next time. Make sure I bring a Mars bar or something with me. Yeah, thankfully I had a drink with me because otherwise I wouldn't have lasted out. I made sure I went to the toilet before I started my shift. I had my couple of Dr. Pepper with me, and then that kept me going. The sugary caffeine goodness of Dr. Pepper kept me going. Wow, there's a load of dirt on this track. I don't know where this dirt just comes from. There's like black gunk on it. I don't know how that just appears on the track. Where does it just come from? I suppose it's off the wheels of the rolling stock. Wow, I just cleaned that off the track. The DMU kept stopping. Oh, on the screen tonight, it is somewhere between Italy and Switzerland. What's the worst thing that happened? Losing a mail coach on the Class 86, yes. Do you leave track power on? No, I don't think there is any plastic wheels. Well, I only rubbing one rail there, so I did leave the track power on. Well, do I leave it on all the time? No, I don't leave it on all the time. No, I didn't get the new Gauge Master track rubber because everybody was going on about it. But I was on making tracks until the show closed. So, and by that time, I want to go. So I want food. But it looks quite good because Graham was showing it to me. See, he got one. So, but I'm sure my local model shop, being a Gauge Master stockist, will get some in. So I'll grab one when he gets one in. The filth fairies come out at night and dance on the tracks with their muddy hobnail boots. Yeah, probably do. Yeah, because you look at the track and you think, how did that get dirty? Where did that come from? Don't ask me what the route is because it's on TV and I don't have the remote to hand to bring it up to see what it is. Nope. It's one of those cases I put the remote down somewhere and I can't see where I put it. It was a good show. It was fairly enjoyable. There was, everyone's complaining about the price to get in and the car parking, which, yeah, it's the NEC. It's going to be expensive. Winter Cab Ride, Tirano, Ponce Terresna, Rathenow Railway, Bernia Railway. I'm not sure if I pronounced any of that right. All I know is between Italy and Switzerland somewhere. That's very good. You already tested the rubber, have you? Is that the first thing you done when you got home? The price, I cannot complain on that one. Well, I paid for the VIP ticket, and then I got a free ticket anyway because I was operating the Macon tracks. I did offer it to a few people, but everybody said, oh, they couldn't make it and they couldn't go, so I ended up going to waste. But there were some bargains at the Gauge Master stand on the reduced bins. DCC concept lights. Oh. It works fab, does it? Oh, I have to get one now. What is the route with the famous curved viaduct? Are you on the route to, is it Malik, Fort William? The Harry Potter viaduct? Car parking is £5 cheaper if you pre-book. Yeah. Oh, tweaked your back getting under the layer. Oh, that's nasty, Chris. I usually tweak my back at the thought of doing some gardening. That's enough to make my back go just thinking about it. Yeah, somewhere I'd like to go on that route. Is it operating yet? Because they had problems there with because the coaches didn't have central locking on them. They were not allowed to run, or did they get that extended? Oh, Anthony, how is Joyce doing? I didn't run the ATP. That wasn't on my line. I had an 86, Azuma, Pendolinos. That's what were on my line. It's in limbo, is it, at the moment? Oh, I thought they got some stock for somewhere. They got a reprieve for a few months. Yes, it seems like the people running the railways in the UK now are no longer railway enthusiasts. Well, wish her well from me, and I'm sure from all of us, Anthony. She gets well soon, because you know it is her birthday month. She is my birthday twin. Hour 15 minutes to get from one end to the other. I can well believe it. Like it's, you don't realize the size of it because it is so long. Oh, she's watching, is she? Oh, she must be poorly if she's got nothing better to do than to watch me. Oh, she's had it rough then. Take care of yourself, Joyce. And Valley's as happy as long as he gets from his computer chair to the drinks cabinet and back. What did you think of the look of Birmingham where they're building the H2? Looks strange to me, all that open space. Do you know what? I didn't even notice, Graham. I don't even know where that was because I didn't really see anything from New Street or from the way to New Street. I think they still need conductors and passengers aren't allowed to open the windows to open the doors. Oh, Valerie's in the house. Hi, Valerie. How you doing? H2 station is just after you leave the tunnel at New Street. Do you know what? I didn't even notice, Simon. Or if I did, I didn't clock it. Now we test train with 2 HD power cars and a 2 power car in the middle. Oh, very good. Well, we're coming up to 2027, so stream ends. It will be straight over to Jason Barnabas Junction. So I'll say thank you to everyone for tuning in tonight and listening to me ramble on about my making tracks session. It was good fun. It was good to meet different people there. Sorry I didn't get speaking to everyone, but I was trying to not crash trains on the making tracks, especially with Pete walking up and down watching me. So you're just like, ooh. This is one advice I was given. Said, just do whatever Pete tells you. So, okay. So take care, everyone. I'll let everyone say bye and everything now. I'll end the stream now in 2 minutes to chuck us over to Jason. I'll probably see you guys over there. I'll probably go on longer next week, Simon, because Jason won't be on. So unless there's anybody else who's going to go on at 8:30. But what I'll probably do is I'll have the 6x4 running and maybe just carry on doing work on this main layout here. So you can watch me do that and try and catch me out swearing when I hit my thumb with the hammer or something. Or even though this is getting warmer, I can start doing streams from the museum again and get the Pedigo layout finished. The orange loco is one of the Acura scale A classes. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hit the like button on your way. Subscribe if you're new here. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to kick everybody over to Jason now. I'm going to end the stream. So there's a video out tomorrow, by the way, on the 3 rail locos that I cleaned up. That's out in the morning. Channel members already seen it. And I'll see you guys hopefully next Thursday. So take care, everyone. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend, those who've got one. And I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.